Hello again, this is Bowtie Dave without a bow tie. Mrs. Bowtie is on the camera today. That doesn't happen very often. Thank you very much. And we're here harvesting pomegranates. So I've already harvested most of a 5-gallon bucket, as you can see there, and I'm going up for a couple of these high ones. I'm going to do a weigh-in here, and once we get everything, I'm predicting it's going to be quite a few pounds, so we'll have to see what we get. We've still got probably a dozen more up here to pick. But anyway, here we go. If you haven't subscribed to Bowtie Life yet, please do so. We're trying to get our custom URL still. Need 100 subscribers. All right. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. So these actually have little organza bags, so it's real nice because I can hook them on my finger until I get back down. I don't know why I bagged this one. It was way up there. Still got a bunch more to go. So, look at that one. Beautiful. All right. I got a bucket for compost over here. I have a whole bunch of ARILS started. I don't know how many I've done. We ended up with around 25 pounds of pomegranates, and including actually probably a little, maybe 26 or 27 by the time you count the ARILS I had already harvested and the couple that were on the counter that I picked in the past few days. But so I'm estimating we're probably going to end up with about 1.5 gallons of juice out of this. And Google says there's a jelly recipe, and I love my jellies. And Mrs. Bowtie agrees, don't you? They can't see you shaking your head. You got to say yes.
Yes.
So anyway, I've got a lot of pomegranates. I think I've got about 45 pomegranates here to harvest ARILS from. Some of them look beautiful. Some of them are not as beautiful. Some of these have bugs on them, which I'm killing as I see them. But like this one here, it's beautiful on that side, but looky here, the sun got this side a little bit, and the ARILS aren't as red. Some of these look like emeralds. They're beautiful. But anyway, so I'm gonna work my way through these, and this is probably going to take a few hours, but once done, I'm looking forward to a whole bunch of jars of pomegranate jelly. And I'm going to try one batch of regular pomegranate jelly with sugar, and then I'm going to try another one with stevia. And when you're doing the stevia, you take the sugar recipe and you quarter the sugar when you put the stevia in. Otherwise, the product will get the aftertaste that's common on stevia. If you use only a quarter of the stevia in place of that sugar, it doesn't get as bad an aftertaste. We've been doing that with a few. What did we do that with? We did it with the blueberries. What else did we do it with?
Don't know, but I have a correction.
Yeah. Speak up.
Emeralds are green, rubies are red. They look like rubies.
Oh, these look like rubies. Thank you, dear. Yes, rubies. They look like little, I mean, look how red these things are. I hope this shows up. Just like little rubies. Anyway, so some are not red, some are red. In fact, let's just open this one up, see what the ones on the other side look like, because I'm very curious to see if maybe they turn red as the fruit turns red. Oh yeah, looky there. They all feel good. I'm gonna try one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That is so, so good. Yeah, so they're still good. They're just not as ruby red. I did that before, didn't I? All right, so I'm gonna continue on. I'll continue with the fast camera, otherwise I'll be rambling on about stuff you don't care about. So here we go. Whew, they go everywhere. This is gonna take a long time, guaranteed. Well, I've been at it 2 hours now. It's going to take a little longer, obviously. Some of these pomegranates I think I've thrown away maybe 3 or 4 out of 45. I guess that's pretty good. But some of these pomegranates, I just had to show you this one because some of these are just gorgeous when you open them up. Check out the color in this one. That is just beautiful. You can see in the bowl here, there's a lot of good ones, a lot of good ARILS in there. Of course, the reason I'm doing this by hand is we don't have a juicer that can handle a pomegranate yet. So really it boils down to using what you have. Like I said in a recent video, I'm a cheapskate. We'll eventually get a good juicer though when we figure out what we're doing here, but I'm looking forward to a ton of pomegranate jelly and pomegranate juice. Well, not a ton. We're gonna have pomegranate juice for a couple weeks every day. Me and Mrs. Bowtie. But that'll be wonderful. I just can't get over how beautiful these are though. You'll see here in just a minute that I'm using our tomato strainer to juice these with. Or maybe I'll use, maybe I'll try the food processor this time. See if I can get most of the juice out with that. I'm gonna try a couple different ways maybe. So this video is starting to take on a life of its own. Thank you for watching so far. If you haven't subscribed to Bowtie Life, I please invite you to subscribe to the Bowtie Life channel. We talk about mostly gardening, sometimes preserving, sometimes other things, but we're about to have a little bit of an experiment. And let's see what kind of damage we can do. Now, I've used a tomato strainer to do these ARILS. These are the pomegranate ARILS that I just harvested. There's about 13 pounds of them there. So hopefully, I'm hoping we can get a gallon. A gallon, excuse me, a gallon weighs about 8 pounds. So I'm wondering if it's going to be maybe a tad over a gallon, but I'll be surprised if it's over a gallon. I do have 6 quart jars sterilizing to put the juice in, and we'll have to see how far we can get. But I'm not going to try the tomato strainer first. This time I'm going to try the food processor. And I read in one place to run the ARILS through the food processor and strain it, which we've got a very, very fine mesh strainer here. And this is the same strainer I used for the Pindo dates. If you saw that video, you'll recognize that. If not, go back and see how we harvested dates from our own date palm and I made jelly out of it. So we'll be doing a video on that because that was kind of interesting. I'm still enjoying that jelly. But anyway, this is just going to be an experiment to see what we can come up with as far as a method for processing these ARILS. And so this is just a Hamilton Beach food processor, and I'm going to fill it up and blend these up and see how much juice. These are the ARILS that you just saw me harvesting out of over 40 pomegranates that we just harvested out of the property just 4 hours ago. It took me 4 hours to get all these. I probably don't need to grind this up a whole lot. I just need to pulse this a few times maybe. I don't know, I might need 30 seconds of running. Let's try a pulse here. Woo. That looks pretty juicy. All right, I can always put the pulp back in here if I think I need to. So I'm gonna give it a shot, see what happens. See how much of a mess we can make. You know I like making messes. Mrs. Bowtie doesn't, but I do. So this is, if this is anything like the Pindo dates, I actually have a spoon right here that I'm going to use to stir this around a little bit. Try to get as much juice out of this as possible. They say out of big pomegranates you can get a half cup of juice out of it. And I did 40 some odd pomegranates, though they weren't all big, I'll admit. So I'm gonna put some of this. I'm gonna go get a clean bowl to put this in. Let me step off camera momentarily. Now that's a lot of beautiful pomegranate juice right there, I'll have to admit. So yeah, we're gonna have to find a better way, obviously, to do this. But yeah. It's about a cup worth. I like it. I'm gonna go with it. Let's see what happens. I'll speed up the camera here so you don't have to listen to me ramble on about miscellaneous stuff. But basically, I'm gonna fill this up. Do this in batches. I don't want to waste a single ARIL because I worked very hard for those. That's ARIL, A-R-I-L. That's what they're called. It's a little sack of juice with a seed in the middle. And the pomegranates are full of them. Here we go. All right, and there we go. 20 some odd pounds, 25 pounds, I think, maybe 26 pounds, but when all is said and done, of pomegranates, made just over a gallon of pomegranate juice. It is beautiful. And I'm gonna pour out a couple of glasses here real quick. That's what pomegranate juice is supposed to look like, right? There you go, Mrs. Bowtie. What do you think?
It's very good.
Oh my goodness.
That's very good.
Woo! Just a tiny bit of what, bite? Is that what that
A
is?
bit of tart.
Tart?
Wait till it gets cold.
Mm-hmm. Oh my, that's some good stuff there. So, I was gonna go ahead and record the video of making some 2 different kinds of jelly. I'm not gonna do that. Mrs. Bowtie has a project and needs the kitchen, so I'm gonna have to abandon this project. I do want to point out, as the pulp was sitting in that big bowl, juice was running and settling out of it. But I went ahead and ran all the pulp through the tomato strainer. And if you want to see this tomato strainer in action, I will put a link at the end of this video to that video. And you can see what the tomato strainer is and what it does. It was something that Living Traditions Homestead out of Missouri used, and I decided I'd give it a shot. But anyway, after running the pulp through that thing, there is no more juice settling out of this at all. And that's where that whole extra pint of juice came from. So some of this is going to go into regular jelly with sugar. Some of it's going to go into sugar-free jelly. I am diabetic, and I prefer that if I can get it, though I'll eat anything. And then some of this we're going to put into ice cube trays and freeze so that we can take a couple of ice cubes on special days and melt them, stick them in the fridge, let them melt, and have our occasional pomegranate juice. So we'll see what's left for that, but I'm hoping we get maybe 2 trays. 2 ice cubes fills one of these. So anyway, that's where we're at. I appreciate you watching through. There's a lot of sped up video in here, a lot of experimentation. I'm very pleased with the results. Over a gallon and an eighth total out of 20 some odd pounds of pomegranates. I did have to throw a few away. I will show you this. This is the compost bin. Holy cow, that's a lot of compost. have to find a place for those, not a problem. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate you sticking through with me. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're trying to get our custom URL, and we need 100 subscribers. So please subscribe, let your friends know, anybody else that might be interested in collecting pomegranate juice and how it's done. Be sure and share this video. Share it on your social media or just send it to a friend and let them watch. So be sure and click thumbs up on this video if you thought anything was entertaining. It was kind of weird a few times there, but we made it. And there's juice everywhere here, isn't there? This is a mess. I got some cleanup to do. So there we go. The end of the video. And I said the subscribe thing, I said the like thing, I said the share thing. So the only thing left to say is, you know it. Have a blessed day.